Last week, the world of AI was crazy. Anyway, see for yourselves what lies ahead. We'll start with the innovative features of GPT Chat, from live conversations, video and screen sharing, to chatting with a virtual Santa. You'll see how artificial intelligence is becoming more and more human-like and interactive.
Well, hi there.
Then we'll dive into the world of video generated from text thanks to Sora from OpenAI, a platform that lets you create hyper-realistic films just like from a movie studio without complicated prompting. Next up is Google Gemini 2.0. This multimodal agent unlocks entirely new levels of creativity. It can generate and modify images in real time and even understand 3D environments. This is the future of interacting with AI. And in the background, there's a race in quantum computing, the new Willow chip from Google and the Chinese chip, with 504 qubits, show that the future could be faster, stronger, and even more unpredictable. Will this lead to a break in Bitcoin's code and a revolution in security? I'll talk about all of this in this episode. If you haven't done it yet, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the latest happenings in the world of AI. This multimodal agent unlocks entirely new levels of creativity. It can generate and modify images in real time and even understand 3D environments. This is the future of interacting with AI. And in the background, there's a race in quantum computing, the new Willow chip from Google and the Chinese chip, with 504 qubits, show that the future could be faster, stronger, and even more unpredictable. Will this lead to a break in Bitcoin's code and a revolution in security? I'll talk about all of this in this episode. If you haven't done it yet, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the latest happenings in the world of AI. OpenAI introduced some groundbreaking features to ChatGPT yesterday, making conversations with AI even more natural and diverse. Just take a look for yourselves.
For the people you've met, can I give you a quick quiz?
Yes, I'm ready for the quiz.
Okay. What's the name of my friend who was wearing antlers?
OpenAI shows in this video how ChatGPT contextually understands the people who are shown in real-time live. And what's really interesting is that one of the people asks what the girl on the left was wearing, and ChatGPT remembers how she was dressed, and because of that, it's able to remember it. So this is a really big step forward. Thanks to native multimodal solutions, ChatGPT understands visual data better in combination with sound. What's the effect of this? Even more natural contextual responses, whether we're holding something in front of the camera or perhaps showing the content of our screen, just like we saw in the previous video.
Yeah, I see the coffee prepared with a flower in a box. Are you planning to make coffee?
I would like to. Do you think you could beat me by steps?
Of course, I would like to. First, you'll put the filter in the box and rinse it with cold water to eliminate any taste from the box. That also limits the box and mug.
Great, so what do I do now?
Next, you'll add coffee to the box, usually about 2 tablespoons for every 6 tablespoons of water. Then you'll pour a small amount of warm water on the floor to let them bloom for about 30 seconds.
Great. Thanks, very.
What does it mean to bloom? Blooming allows the coffee to release gas and enhances the flavor. After blooming, you'll pour the rest of the warm water in a steady stream. Keep the water level consistent and let the water flow through the coffee grounds into your mug.
All right. I'll do it now.
Sometimes this helps. Water.
This is just an example of how the new update from OpenAI really takes the conversation with artificial intelligence to a whole new level. We can use this for an unlimited number of ideas. I'll leave the creativity to you. For example, if we don't know how to change the oil in a car, we fire up GPT Chat, turn on the video, and show the engine. And GPT Chat tells us where to open the compartment to pour in the oil, for instance, or some fluid. This is a completely new level. Another really interesting thing is that OpenAI has introduced screen sharing as a second feature. To put it simply, we're sharing screen to the GPT Chat on our phone, and it's helping us respond to things we're currently processing on the monitor screen. It shows that we received a text message from Kevin, and we're wondering, we don't know how to respond to him. So instead of uploading a screenshot to the GPT Chat, we can share our screen in real time, and the GPT Chat will help us in real time, for example, respond to messages. See for yourselves. Yes, I see. It looks like you're in messaging app.
How can I help you? Can you help me answer this question?
What do you see here? I see a message from someone asking if they have what it takes to be a professional Santa for Little Christmas. They also took a picture of their outfit. Do you want to answer that question?
I would like to help with that. How exactly should I tell Kevin that?
We can ask what's visible in this picture, how artificial intelligence interprets this image, or we can ask right away how to respond to what we received. It's a huge convenience. This is an example related to text messaging, but we can do this in the context of emails, chatting with different people, or even reading messages and asking artificial intelligence in real time how we should or how we could interpret it. This is a very interesting example. Interestingly, it was revealed just yesterday that the popular GPT chat feature now includes a special Santa mode for the upcoming holiday season. Therefore, when we ask the artificial intelligence something, it will start off with a cheerful ho ho ho. Ho! Ho ho.
Well, hello there. I'm glad to hear from you. Are you excited for the holidays? I'm so happy. Santa, I have a question for you. What's your favorite holiday tradition?
You know, it's been 2 years since the introduction of GPT chat, which was a huge breakthrough back then. A lot of people laughed at that. Those conversations were unattainable. Today, those conversations sound very natural. Of course, you can keep having fun and show off your beard and ask how to trim it better and so on. I really leave the creativity to you. Personally, I think this is one of the stronger messages we've seen in recent weeks from the world of artificial intelligence. During the latest interview with the founder of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, he was asked what he does on a daily basis at the company. Just listen to his answer.
Help us with this. You said you're very involved with it right now. What is it that you're doing at Amazon? AI?
Yeah, those are few things, but it's 95% AI. We're working on 1,000 internal applications. So you have to remember that modern AI is about launching horizontally. It can be used to improve everything. It will be everything. AI. Modern AI. It's a horizontal enabling layer. It can be used to improve everything. It will be in everything.
Amazon's models are joining the race to develop artificial intelligence models. As they write on EKS, the new model is competitive with the best models like ChatGPT or Claude in standard benchmark tests. The model has been officially released, so each of us can compare Amazon's model with models like Claude or ChatGPT. And here we can see, as they write on EKS, what the comparative statistics are on EKS. Overall, the new Pro is doing quite well. It's not yet completely surpassing the Claude models from Anthropic or ChatGPT 4.0. Let's remember, though, that the GPT model has been updated. And now we can get the GPT Pro mode for $200. So it's clear that Amazon wants to step into the game. However, it's not yet at the level we see, for example, with the competitors. What is Sora? It's the long-awaited platform from OpenAI that allows you to create hyper-realistic video clips with a maximum length of 20 seconds. So you can now create videos by writing a prompt, and it's very realistic video. See for yourselves how it looks. We have a Sora page here where it will work, I think, on a very similar principle to how Midjourney works, i.e., we will see the best videos or from the most popular creators. See, all these videos that are here are generated by AI models, so very soon creative agencies, people who are involved in video production, creators will be able to generate either entire shots or selected shots by writing prompts. I believe this is a huge future because we can see how much has changed in the past year. Sora is one of the latest models that introduced video generation through prompts because it already has competitors who have been doing this much faster. What is the availability of Sora? For now, it can only be used in the United States. In Europe, including the UK, it's not available, probably legal reasons. However, if we use a VPN, theoretically we can test it. What can we use it for? In this classic subscription for $20, we get 1,000 credits. One clip costs about 200 credits, so that gives us 5 full shots. In the larger subscription for $200, you can get about 16 10-second clips. The plus side is that you don't have to enter separate prompts like you do with Midjourney or Stable Diffusion. Instead, you describe the scenes as if you were writing a script, for example, for a specific ad or movie. You can specify what should happen at a specific moment in the clip. For example, at the 5th second, everyone starts laughing. And then it resembles a storyboard approach more, which might interest people involved in video. With additional features, you can create smooth transitions between frames, edit those frames however you want, and shorten finished scenes without having to generate them from scratch. And what's the best part? Modify existing scenes by adding, for example, the number of cars at the gas station or removing specific elements that don't fit in that scene. Sora is still not perfect. There are issues with the consistency of faces or different forms. Despite that, the possibilities are huge in the creative industry. Video creators, artists, advertising agencies, and production houses. They can gain a completely new way to quickly prototype and enhance their video productions. What is the cost of generating shots? It's higher than many competitors who introduced it faster. 5 zlotys for a 5-second HD shot, while competitors have much cheaper prices. Do you think this will scare off those users? I don't think so, because professional studios and agencies will accept the costs in exchange for functionality and what they can generate on this platform. I think that more demanding users, more demanding creators will definitely find value in Sora, especially since this is just the first version of the tool. Another piece of information from Google, Gemini comment. This is a new era of AI agents from Google that can see, hear, and understand the world around us. Thanks to the combination of thinking, planning, and real-time memory, Gemini 2.0 serves as the foundation for projects like Project Astra, which you can see for yourself how it looks. Do you remember?
I'm choosing the code and then drop me on the lock button. Depending on these symbols, how should I clean this? This tag shows how to clean the machine at a temperature of 30 degrees Celsius. Use the gloss in the cleaner. Iron on low, it's dry cleanable. Depending on the settings, what should I use on this machine? Depending on the settings for a temperature of 30 degrees Celsius, choose the 30 degrees Celsius setting under Easy Care. I have a list of recommendations. Can you tell me a bit about them? I can look for those places for you. Cold Drops Yard is a store with a unique individual design. Luminary Bakery, it's in New York. We love full sun to partial shade and moist, well-cleaned meat. So your miner in New York should be a good service for those birds.
As you can see, Project Astra is the future that we've been able to see for many years through eyewear manufacturers who have been trying, like Meta, to implement artificial intelligence into VR vision. So today, Google has introduced this with its devices. So just like we saw in the GPT chat, where we can share our screen and show what's happening on our screen, plus additionally, show on our phone's camera, Google does the same. But it seems to me that what Google is doing is much bigger and works much better in the context of even advising, for example, in interior design. I've seen cases like this where a photo or video of a room was uploaded and Google had the task of preparing it to change the arrangement of things in the kitchen or simply do a mini move or some light renovation. Now, AI models can create a 3D model from this, knowing where things are located and which items are in, which spots, and because of that, they can plan a new way for how a particular thing should look. We haven't tested this yet, but I think in the coming weeks, we'll be testing something like that for you. So you need to know that Gemini 2.0 can now not only generate text, but also images directly during the conversation. For example, we can ask Gemini to turn a regular car into a convertible, change the color to make it look more summery. A simple command is all it takes, and the model presents the result in real time on the image and explains its process. We can also point out elements in the photo with a simple drawing and ask for their change or removal. This is a step towards free, creative collaboration with a model that simultaneously generates text, images, and can respond to our visual cues. We can also point out elements in the photo using a simple drawing and ask to change or remove them. It's a step towards free, creative collaboration with a model that simultaneously generates text, images, and can respond to our visual cues. What else can I show you in the context of Google and what they're introducing? The project we can notably see at Google DeepMind is the Mariner project. I don't know if you have heard about the project from Anthropic recently, a while back, where we give our agent, our browser, the ability to use prompts to control our computer. The Mariner project is somewhat like this, where we have an assistant connected to our browser as it directly relates to the Google Chrome browser. This multimodality allows things to be done for us. I'm really curious to see where this will go, and now let's take a look at what this project specifically offers.
Today, we'd like to tell you about the Mariner project. It's a project that works in the browser as an experimental extension for Chrome. I'll start entering a prompt. Here, I have a list of business companies in Google Sheets, and I want to find their information. I'm asking the agent to access the list of companies. Then I'll find their website and check the contact emails that I can use to reach out to them. This is a clear example of difficult, multi-step tasks someone might encounter at work. Now the agent is reading the Google list and knows the name of the company. Then I start searching Google using benchmarking. Now it's going to click on the website. You can see how this prototype works only in your active tab. It's not working in the background. When it finds the email address, it remembers and moves on to the next company. At any point in this process, you can stop the agent or pause it. What's cool is that in the user interface, you can see the agent's reaction to understand what it's doing. It will do the same thing for the next two companies.
I'm really curious about how this project relates to the search generative experience or the AI overview that's currently being introduced by Google, because it means that websites will be somewhat summarized. So, in fact, there won't be a need to visit websites to find information. Instead, these AI overviews, which are being introduced as this new Google search feature, will be able to do that. I wonder how much it is. These two projects will conflict with each other unless they complement each other. We can see what other information Google has for us. Google has introduced Perplexity on steroids, which is a tool where we can search based on internet research. Now, Google has a much larger database and has everything in one place. It just has everything in one place. It has everything in one place. It has everything. It has everything in one place. Google has kind of created a competitor for Perplexity, so as it's written here, they made Perplexity on steroids, and based on tasks, we enter what we want to search for. Google, this project allows us to do deep research. It allows us to scrape, download 62 websites, and gives us a summary if we want to search that specifically. I think we don't know about it yet. Too much projection, but when it comes out, Perplexity may be in danger. But as we see in artificial intelligence, new tools come out every week. So in fact, buying a subscription for longer than a month is a bit pointless, because in 2 months, a tool might come out that could completely crush the program we thought we would be using for a year. So that's how it looks from that perspective. And we see what the methodology is, how we want to search for information, meaning how many steps need to be taken on a given topic. It creates a report for us, and we then have to accept whether the methodology that Google has adopted is what we wanted, and then we give the go-ahead for research and start gathering new information. So that would be it from Google, and this is one of the bigger news items we've seen recently. What Google has done might mean that ChatGPT and OpenAI won't be so far ahead after all, because let's remember that Google has the largest database in the world. Recently, there's been a lot of information about Google's new quantum chip and its connection to breaking the Bitcoin code. It would lead to the collapse of the cryptocurrency market. I would like to explain this to you in a simple way, in an understandable manner, based on examples from a certain material I recently saw. So far, the world's largest supercomputer, which you can see on the screen, is called El Capitan, and it has massive computing power with over 1 million CPU cores and 10 million GPU cores. Meanwhile, Google has developed a quantum chip called Willow, which is small enough to fit in the palm of your hand, and it can solve certain problems septillion times faster than that giant you just saw. It will calculate in 5 minutes what that big giant would take several million years, if not several tens of millions of years. So, El Capitan was supposed to have massive computing power, but it turns out that Google has developed this technology on a chip. The United States is not the only country in the race. Just a few days ago, China showcased its superconducting quantum chip with 504 qubits. In a moment, I'll tell you about something. The internet immediately heated up because people thought, oh no, now they can break any encryption and steal our crypto or bitcoins. But that's not the case. Google's Willow can't break Bitcoin because its 105 qubits are way too few compared to the estimated 13 million qubits needed to crack Bitcoin's encryption in a single day. I'm not saying that can't happen with a few more Bitcoin hosts, because quantum computers have huge potential. As of today, however, their practical usefulness is quite limited. Why? I'll explain that in a moment. Because quantum computers operate on bits, zeros or ones, on black and white options. In the quantum world, we have qubits that can be both a little zero and a little one at the same time, until we make a measurement. It's like we have a box with a cat that can be both alive and dead at the same time, until we look inside. Thanks to such superposition and the phenomenon of entanglement, quantum computers can potentially do things that classical computer hardware can only dream of. They can solve complex mathematical problems, break intricate codes, and speed up drug development. But the problem is that women are extremely sensitive and often make mistakes. They need to be kept at ultra-low temperatures close to absolute zero. So that doesn't really mean you'll see a quantum iPhone anytime soon, at least not in the next few years. Here on X, we have a bit of an explanation in a very accessible way about what a supercomputer looks like, which until now was the largest, plus the size that Google invented. We also have the whole conference, but I won't play it now. For those interested, I recommend watching how this micro device is able to function. 10 septillion is just such a number, so it's something huge that I've never seen in my life. So what Google is introducing is astronomically huge, and we can also read about it in Google's documentation on their blog about the quantum chip. But the most interesting piece of information I found for you is what's here, the quantum computing roadmap, which shows that we're only at the second milestone. When we reach the 6th milestone, which is the final step, the quantum computer will be able to advance medicine to the point where we shouldn't be sick at all. At least based on these assumptions, a quantum computer could find out how the universe works. It could check and somehow decode the multidimensionality of the universe. This is very, very, very interesting. When I saw that, I started to dive into it. It's one of the most interesting things I've seen. We can see that, considering the technical aspects, China has more quantum qubits, and that's technically more important than Google. On the other hand, it's much bigger. But secondly, this Chinese chip has a very high error rate. I would see it more like this. It's a direction where we are in 1950. In 1950, year at the stage of inventing computers. You know, China has released a better model of a quantum chip than Google, but you have to remember that the Chinese chip sounds impressive, but it's just the number of qubits. And that's not all, because the error rate is key, and as long as this error rate is high, the capabilities of the machines are severely limited. As engineers make these qubits more stable, that's when the real revolution will happen. It will open our eyes to unimaginable achievements. From superintelligent AI to breakthroughs in medicine to limitless energy. From nuclear fusion. There's also a dark side, which is encryption, potential chaos in cybersecurity, as well as the potential to break Bitcoin. But let's remember that cryptocurrencies are such a flexible market that I wouldn't really be wondering if, potentially at this moment, cryptocurrencies could be broken. This could be a big signal for us that quantum computers are moving to the next level. It won't revolutionize your phone or computer tomorrow, but it's a solid foundation to see the real wonders of this quantum computing power in the near future. Even though Willow performs calculations in parallel universes, Google Chrome still uses up all our memory in each of them. And with that, the material has come to an end. I invite you to join us next week for AI News, and we invite you to fill out the form if you're interested in automating business processes or implementing artificial intelligence in your company. See you later. For now, hi.